And welcome back to OldManDakk. We are standing here in front of, that's right, the dungeon. It's finally here. Last weekend, we had our first PvP weekend here on the Celestria realm. And, excuse me, sir, doing a video. Um, hopefully, future Dak edited that in properly. If not, that's going to be embarrassing. Okay. So yes, we had the PvP weekend and it got me quite excited. So I've spent about a week and a little bit in the dungeon. Phase one is almost complete. So I figure I would do an introduction video, especially for the members of the realm. I'm going to post it in the Discord so they will know the rules and what's going on for when we do our grand opening event. And with that said, we might as well get in there and start introducing everyone to the dungeon. So let's roll the intro. Okay, so the dungeon is at my base. So my base is here. I'm going to do an updated tour probably on the next video. But basically, I've spent probably 50, 60 hours on this. So the base says I've got a couple of things done. As you can tell, I got a new ink farm, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here for the dungeon. So let's dive right in here. And so when people, like I said, on this realm here, people can teleport. So this here is going to probably be like the teleporting pad for people that want to come to the dungeon, or they can go through my nether portal and then just fly down. I will be putting the coordinates for the landing pad in the Discord. So yeah, come on into the dungeon. You come down, you're in the lobby. So we got a nice little campfire here. Some decorations. Now, we might as well start on here and we'll go around. So we have the leaderboard. So we're going to have solo, team, and party. By party, I mean all 4 people, because there's 4 different classes you get to pick in the dungeon. So you can pick a barbarian, you can pick a fighter, you can pick a wizard, and you can pick an assassin. So the whole object, I'm just going to go over the kind of the gist of the whole thing before we go into like in-depth details of the rules and everything. So I also played Diablo 4. So this is basically designed around a Diablo 4 dungeon where you run through, and in Diablo, usually they have like a mini boss that will drop, I forget what they're called anyway, little spheres that you got to put into an urn or whatever to fill it up, and it'll unlock a door at the end to open the door to like the main boss. So that's basically what we're doing here. So there's some ghoul nectar. I'll show you the ghoul nectar after. So anyway, you have to get 3 ghoul nectar and open up the main chamber and then get to this exit. This is the exit right here out of the dungeon. And once you get out of the exit, that's when your time stops. So it's going to be a timed run. So for solo, which I don't recommend for your first couple of runs, I wouldn't do solo. It is quite hard down there. And like I said, we're not going in with, like you see here, I got like the maxed out, we're going like survival. Like we're going to start off everybody with wooden weapons and leather armor. And then through the season, I'll be making, like I said, phase 1 is just about done. And as we go and be adding more rooms and tougher monsters and stuff like that. So as the players progress with their gear, I'll make the dungeon harder and harder. But yeah, so best times at the end of the week, we will be giving away prizes. I'll probably have a prize board right here so they know what they're playing for. That's that. Okay. And then, okay, I think that's pretty good. So let's just go, as soon as they come in, they'll see this little book here. So welcome to the dungeon. A survival mini game. Explore the dungeon, complete the task, which is the ghoul electors. And one thing I forgot to mention was the ghoul nectar. The thing you're looking for in the dungeon is 3 ghoul nectars. Because when you find 3 of these and you put them in, I don't have an urn, so we're going to use the cauldron. So when you take 3 of those and you pour them in to a cauldron, it will fill it up. And once you fill it up, the cauldron will send out a redstone signal, and that will open up the last door to let you out of the dungeon. Right, so back to the video. And avoid the traps. Set the best time. Complete the dungeon and be rewarded with dungeon tokens used to upgrade equipment. Okay, so we're just going to do it one at a time, and then that way they'll understand. So we have these things called dungeon tokens. So I just renamed emeralds to dungeon tokens. So, and yes, they are for sale. This is the armory, which they will get quite accustomed to using. So there are going to be dungeon tokens spread throughout the dungeon, and they will be also awarded at the end of your run. So, like I said, you can come right away, and like I said, tokens are for sale for diamonds. So you could buy, some upgrades right away. But every class comes pre-designed with their own equipment and stuff. So I would say the first run, just come, play it, see what you think before you spend any diamonds. And then maybe the second run, maybe upgrade and see what you need to do. And we're going to go over each class here shortly. So those are the dungeon tokens. Okay, so instructions. 1, pick a locker, store your dungeon gear in. Use the ender chest to pack away your traveling gear. So we have an ender chest right here. You can use it to pack away all your stuff, so you have nothing on your inventory. Then we have lockers, so you can name your locker. And we got a chest in here, so you can just, when you pick your class that you want to play the dungeon in, they each have benefits and restrictions. And when you're done, you got a spot where you can put your gear just for the next time so you don't lose it. And yeah. So then you need to pick a class to run the dungeon. Only take the class gear if needed. So I'm going to restock after every run. But let's say the first person, they come and they want to be a wizard. So they come in here and the wizards get a full set of leather, and they get an infinity flame bow because they shoot like fireballs, right? So they take that, and that's now their dungeon gear. So let's use Dream for an example. So now Dream can put all that in her locker, and I'm going to restock this. So the next run, Dream's going to come, she's going to go here, and she's going to grab all her stuff, and she's going to come in here, and it's going to be all the exact same. So there's no sense taking, this is just for like first-time player. Only one of each class per run. So when you have the party of 4, you can't come in and say, okay, everybody's going to be a fighter, because there's only one set of gear in here, right? So only one of each class per run. And also for like the storyline and the thing of it is, you'll see as we get going. It just makes sense that you only have one of each. Okay, all items found in the dungeon are yours. So as you can see, we're not too high, so Enderman can spawn, so you can get Ender Pearls, so you can zip around. Creepers are gonna spawn in there. Pretty much every monster in the game can spawn in there, and in future phases, I'm going to be bringing over monsters that don't spawn, so there'll be that too. But like I said, anything you find in there is now yours. You can either pack it away in your locker or take it with you. It's totally up to yourself. If you'd like to do a run, contact Dakk or Dream to set up a time. because we do have to go into the dungeon and set it all up before you can just do a run. It's not an automatic thing. Be warned, once you leave the lobby, there's only two ways out, death or victory. So as you can see in here, there's pressure plates, and that's to open the door, and there's no way back out. So make sure you take everything you want to do your run. When you do your run, I ask that nobody break. There's no picks or no nothing in here, so really to sit here and punch a block until you break it is you're going to be a while. So yeah, no breaking any blocks or anything like that, because there is a lot of redstone and stuff in there that I don't want broken. And again, I'm going to write it here probably as a main rule, but please do not break the spawners. They are unreplaceable unless we go into creative, which I don't like doing. So, okay, so after a successful run, you're awarded tokens for the armory, and your time will be recorded for prizes. So first and second place. Maybe for the teams it'll just be first place, and parties will just be first place. We'll see how active the people are and how many we have going per week. And okay, so I think after that we will go through. We might as well do the armory right quick, and then we'll go through the classes. Like I said, this is just an introduction. It's gonna be a really short video. I just wanted to go over all the stuff for phase one, just so people understand when they get here, so we can just get going. So in here we have the workstation for the Dungeon Master. We have some items for sale, so shields and bows and swords and axes are all going to be here. We have food. That was the only thing I haven't stocked up yet in here. I am going to be giving some starter food. But in here we're going to have some food that people can buy for tokens. Everything in here is all tokens. So like I said, you're going to be getting lots of tokens from the dungeon, and when you finish the dungeon, you're going to be getting tokens. You can buy tokens. And so here we have all the different armors. So we got some leather. All the prices are all up there. I'm not going to go over all the prices and everything. But the only armor we're going to be using in the dungeon is leather, chain, iron, diamond, and netherite. So yes, you could be able to run the dungeon, and say you're a new player on the realm, and you just run the dungeon. Eventually, you could have, 200 tokens get you a netherite piece of gear. So times 4, 800 tokens, and you got a full set of netherite. You could even go to the enchanted, which is a little more. Speaking of that, so it's going to be regular and enchanted stuff. And when it comes to the enchanted, we're not going to go full out like sharpness 5. So here's some chain that was donated by Kendall. We have potions for sale, and I think that was it. Oh, and the enchantments, which is what we're going over now. So that's what I was thinking. So repair and upgrades is 3 tokens done through the Dungeon Master. So which one has some enchantments on it? There we go. So the iron. So we are going to keep the enchantments like really low. Like I'm thinking 3 is the highest I'm going to go for the dungeon. And then maybe later on, once we get to the like phase 3, then maybe some of the rewards will be the 4s and the 5s. That way there, you actually have to win or have the best time to get like the 4s and 5s. Yep, so for potions, we're going to be doing night vision potions and healing potions. So just a little extra thing if people want to spend some tokens. Healing potions is probably going to be a good one so that you stay alive in there. Like I said, if you loot something from the dungeon, so say I bring over some pillagers and stuff, and you actually get a book, you can ask the Dungeon Master to put the book on your gear for you. And what else? I think that's about it. for in here. All right, so now let's go over the classes and what their roles are. So let's start. We'll just start from here and work our way down. So the assassin. Welcome to the dungeon, assassin. Agility and stealth is the way of the assassin. You start with a full leather armor, a stack of poison-tipped arrows, a potion of invisibility, and a wooden sword. So here's all the starter stuff. So the invisibility potion, it lasts 8 minutes. And, you know, if they're getting in trouble or if they just want to sneak through as an assassin, that's kind of their thing. And so they may use any weapon, can only wear leather and chain, and they cannot use a shield. So that's the role of the assassin. So, like I said, just my personal thing about the assassin is they can use range and melee weapons and go invisible, so that's kind of cool. And the wizard. Welcome to the dungeon, wizard. Mysterious arts guide your path. Never-ending fireballs will help your party. So you may use any weapon, can only wear leather, and you may use a shield. So they don't start with a shield, but if they buy one or they loot one, then they definitely can. So there's their full set of leather. And like I said, they have fireballs, or in Minecraft terms, you have an infinity flame bow. So, which is really good. So like the assassin, they only get 64 arrows to start. And then they're going to either have to loot some or buy some, right? So that was the wizard. So again, the wizard, unlimited ammo. Really, well, not unlimited until their bow breaks, and then they have to get a new bow. But still, wizard bow is enchanted bow. So you just come in here and you go to the bow one, and then enchanted, so 10 tokens. So their bow should last them a run or two, right? And then they should have another 10 tokens, so they just got to get a new bow. All right, the fighter. Welcome to the dungeon, fighter. You are the tank of the party. You start with a shield and sword and full leather armor. So we'll go over here. So there's their full leather armor set, and they get a shield and a wooden sword. So you can wear all armor and use all weapons. And they start with a shield, so you can, I didn't have to put in that they can actually wear a shield. But okay, so that's the fighter. So like I said, again, the tank, you know, he's got the shield so he can get out there and block while other people shoot their fireballs and shoot their arrows or attack from the side. So really good to have in any party as a fighter. All right, the barbarian. Welcome to the dungeon, barbarian. You are physically stronger than the rest, so you start with a mighty axe and iron boots. Oh, I should have put down one more thing in here. They start with helmet and pants of leather and iron boots. They do not start with a chest plate. If you loot one or buy one, then you can, but typically most barbarians, you know, they have nothing on their upper body for mobility because they swing a big axe. If I recreate this for version 2 after the update, they will be getting the mace. They also start with a potion of strength because they're stronger than everybody else, which lasts 3 minutes. So it's kind of like a rage potion. So again, the barbarian, really strong, and starts off with a better weapon than the rest. So really good to have in a party too. So I think that was about it for going over it. Like I said, just a couple of things to be cautious of is try not to break any blocks in there, and creeper explosions. If you do happen to not kill a creeper in time and he explodes, just let me or Dream know so we can go in and fix whatever it broke. Best of luck. And in not the next episode, but the next episode after that. So what are we right now? We're on 3. So not 4, because 4 is going to be a tour update of my base. So probably 5. I will try and record one of the runs going through. I'll drink an invisibility potion. I'll just follow them around and do a recording and see how they do. And that's about it, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. And that's about it, I think, for now. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And make sure you hit the notifications so you know when I post again, because we're going to be doing a few from the dungeon and doing some upgrades for like phase 2 and phase 3. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one.